Hi, folks. I just thought I'd spend a few minutes and do another recording. I know over the last number of weeks I've done a number of things that I like to call reflections. However, this morning I'm going to be doing a combination, a reflection and a rant. I've been pondering a passage of Scripture lately, an encounter that Jesus had with some of the religious authorities at the time. And they were looking for a way to try and trap Jesus, catch him in a wrong answer, so that they could start to turn the people's opinion away from him. And they were questioning him about the coexistence between the Jewish community within a Roman society. And the question was asked, is it proper to pay taxes to Caesar? And of course, it was one of those no-win situations that if Jesus said, yes, you should pay taxes to Caesar, then the Jewish community would be upset with him because he would be acknowledging the fact that Romans do have authority over the Jewish community, and of course they believed that God was the only true authority. And then in the same light, if Jesus said, no, you shouldn't pay taxes to Caesar, then, of course, the Roman authorities would be able to punish him because he was, of course, going against what society demanded of all of its citizens. And Jesus' response, as it always is one that was very typical, one that was very enlightening, and one that made people think. And what he did was he asked for a coin. And he was given a Roman coin, and he said, whose picture is on this coin? And of course, on Roman coins, stamped on one side, just like our coins, there was an image of Caesar, where we have an image of the Queen. And they said, of course, Caesar's. And he said, well, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God's. And it tied into the fact that there were two forms of currency. One was Roman, one was a Jewish currency. The Roman currency was used for civil day-to-day activities. The Jewish currency was used for offering sacrifices in the temple. People could buy animals to purchase for sacrifice, and they would pay for that, but only with Jewish currency. That's all that would be accepted. And in essence, what Jesus was saying to all of the people at the time was that if we do live under God's law, then we have civic responsibilities. I use this text quite often when it's an election year, and I will invite people to do their best to participate in the election. I don't tell people what party to vote for or anything along those lines, but just simply to say, look, you are a citizen of the world, and we have to engage ourselves in daily living, in societal living. And the reason I've been thinking about this particular text is some of the things that have been going on around me over the last number of days and weeks that I've noticed. In our newspapers here in Newfoundland, there are all kinds of accounts lately about RNC and RCMP pulling over drivers who are traveling at incredible speeds. There was someone who was pulled over and fined, the vehicle impounded just about a week and a half ago, driving 100 kilometers over the speed limit through a residential zone. They were doing 143 kilometers an hour in a 40-kilometer-hour zone. A stupid act, an endangering act, and one that clearly violates the laws. Just today, I read an article about someone who was pulled over driving 153 kilometers an hour on the highway while impaired, and it just makes me cringe. I can't tell you the number of times that I'll be driving to work and I'll be stopped at a red light waiting for the green light, and when the light turns green, I still won't pull out immediately into traffic because I know that someone is just going to come barreling through the red lights. Another thing I've noticed recently in activities outside, every so often you'll wander along and you'll catch the scent of marijuana floating through the air. And I know that, smoking weed is now legal, but there are certain restrictions that are placed upon it, upon people using it and whatnot. And we have this tendency, I think, that, we have ignoring the laws of the land. And when I come at this from a truly a Christian perspective, we are asked to become valuable citizens of the world in order to reflect our faith. And that means not just actively involving ourselves in such activities as voting or taking care of our communities or doing our part for cleanup. It also involves following the laws of the land. And when I see that, it just it drives me crazy. This is the rant part, I guess. But the thing that I find in Jesus' words is that it is always an invitation for us to be thoughtful about our faith and to come to an understanding of how we apply our faith and our beliefs to our daily living. In this particular instance, it means by following the laws of the land. We've been, we're familiar with a lot of the rules when it comes to driving and alcohol use and whatnot. But even now, in the midst of this pandemic, we have some unwritten laws. We have suggestions. Right now we're not required here in Newfoundland anyways to wear a mask if we're in a public place. However, if we are truly to reflect our Christian love and our claim that we care for others, then part of our responsibility as Christians and as citizens is to do our part to protect those who are vulnerable. So that would mean, making sure that we do wash our hands, making sure that we do wear some kind of a mask or a covering. Or if we can't wear a mask for whatever reason, I know that there are some who have breathing issues, and it really is a trial to abide by that suggestion. Then, to make sure that we maintain our physical distancing and our spacing. There's no reason for us to ignore the laws of the land. There's no need for us in any way, shape, or form to forget about the needs of other people around us. So, as I share with you today, I thank you for listening, and I thank you for just letting me get this frustration, this ranting off my chest. But I do hope that we were able to see it not just as, some minister in St. John's, Newfoundland trying to let off a bit of steam, but hopefully as an opportunity for us to truly ponder what it means to be a Christian in today's world and in today's society. We are called to do our best to be upstanding citizens, to follow the rules, and above all else, to offer our love and our care and our protection to all of God's children. I hope that each and every one of you is healthy and well, and I look forward to the time when I can, send some more thoughts your way, and I do look forward to the time when we can hopefully meet face to face. But until that time comes, as I have grown used to saying, God bless and stay safe.